18, 19. Hi, everyone. It's Dara Bunjon, the food enthusiast at Jaymore. Hope you're hunkering in this rainy, windy weather. And we're excited today. We're trying a new format that I can interview someone, and we're going to do a split screen. And today's guinea pig and guest chef is Chris Amendola of Foraged, a hyper-local eatery. And hopefully he'll be tuning in here momentarily. There you are. Hi, Chris.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, this is working. Thanks so much
Awesome.
for being big.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's miserable out there. I woke up this morning and I went downstairs. The wind had blown the door open to my house.
Yeah, the wind's crazy today.
It is. It really is. So why don't you explain to people what hyper-local eatery means?
So we try and source, as much as we can from, the foragers and farmers and watermen in the area, and really try and, be specific to what is in season, this week and versus next week, and the week prior, and just kind of showcase all those amazing products that, come in and out of season really quickly.
And before I forget, everybody, it's Foraged. It's down in Hamden on Chestnut Avenue, the 3500 block. And we're going to be coming back to what you're doing now. But I got to know you, and I know I had bugged you at one point to take me out because you were known for foraging.
Yes.
And you got your start, even though you're a Florida boy, you got your start in New York, didn't you? What was it? Who took you out? Wasn't it somebody from Momofuku who took you out?
Yeah, it was actually Massachusetts. But
Okay.
I met the forager for the Momofuku group, and he took me out a few times and kind of showed me the ropes a little bit. And then really after that, it was just, spending countless of hours in the woods, lots of research, just kind of doing it.
Well, I know that I wouldn't go out just on my own and take a look at a mushrooms. I know that you mentioned an Audubon book about mushrooms. What was that book?
So that's a field guide that I use a lot for wild mushrooms. If I come across a new mushroom I haven't seen before, or, trying to get some more information on mushrooms, whatever. It's just a really good field guide to have if you want to get into foraging for mushrooms.
Now you started working or bringing your forest goods into Blue Hill at Stone Barn up in New York. That is a Michelin star restaurant, and tell us a little bit more about your time at Stone Barn.
Yeah, it's actually how I got my job there. I was foraging and bringing them mushrooms while I was doing stages at 11 Madison Park, and I was actually trying to get a job there. But one time when I had brought mushrooms in to Dan Barber at Stone Barns, I noticed that they were hiring. So I had brought them like 10 or 12 different varieties of edible mushrooms along with my resume, and pretty much was hired on the spot.
That's great. That's a great story. I didn't know that you were looking to stage at 11 Madison. That's a great restaurant.
Oh yeah, that was a fun experience seeing that kitchen in operation.
What's very interesting to me is that I keep getting even though I turned off the sounds, the notifications are coming in. I had been after you to go out and forage.
Mm-hmm.
You told me foragers don't like to let people see their simple sights. They find their spots, they go back to it. All I know is somewhere around Loch Raven Dam. Not Loch Raven, Liberty Dam.
Yeah.
It was. But you started foraging classes, unfortunately, due to what's going on now, but you were taking people out and showing them how to forage. Now, forage isn't just mushrooms. This is the season for ramps.
Oh yeah,
correct?
lots of plants, mushrooms, You know, whatever else edible you can find. Actually found a bunch of wild turkey eggs yesterday, so that was fun.
I saw that. I saw that, where you were a little bit hesitant because the wild turkey was close by. That's why you were afraid
Yeah,
it might. Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't trying to get attacked by a wild turkey in the woods.
You said about using the eggs and maybe making a pasta with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them yet. I don't know. See what happens over the next couple days.
Waiting for inspiration. Um,
Absolutely.
let's see, Fiddlehead Ferns. I once bought them and I brought them home and I go, okay, now I have them. What do I do with them? I didn't know how to fix them.
Mm,
Something boiled, this, do that. Um, I never really knew what it tasted like because I wasn't fixing it properly.
mm.
And I don't know why I'm bringing that up. It's just another one of my famous failures in the kitchen.
I love
Um,
fiddleheads. They're so good.
I mean, what flavor profile are we talking about? I mean, is it more to the bitter side? Is it?
It's kind of like a mix of like, I don't know, asparagus and spinach almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it would be to the bitter side, but maybe one day you'll have them and I'll come down and get them. That'll be
Awesome.
what I do. Let's see. Then you have, do you find wild strawberries? I know.
A little bit. They're not the greatest actually. Wild strawberries. They really have no flavor. But like going into berry season, like wild blueberries and raspberries and wineberries, like those are all incredible things to enjoy.
Okay. And just to let people know, because I put it in the heading, that Chris has shared his famous chocolate chip cookie recipe, which will be on jmoreliving.com. That'll be put up thanks to Jen, who's monitoring this. Let's see, what are my notes? Okay, I'm just reading down the notes. And let's talk about what we're doing now at Foraged. What
Okay.
is available for people? You have a
So
on.
So this week we're doing just takeout on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But Sunday we're actually starting something new where we're doing a virtual cook along with me, where we provide you with all the ingredients that you will need, and then you can take it home and cook alongside of me watching a video at your house. So we're going to be doing that every Sunday from here on out, and then Tuesdays and Wednesdays we're going to be doing more like a full supper dinner meal kit that people can take home and enjoy. Something a little more casual that can
You
kind of
said
sit there
it's
and have a family dinner.
protein, a couple sides, some cornbread, and a cookie,
Yep, some
something
cookies too.
cookies, and that's $40 for two people, and they
Correct.
call 48 hours in advance. And
Correct.
that 48 hour in advance is also for the Sunday cook along, which is everything's pre-measured. It's not anything. It's like the in-home kits, and that
Yes.
they you and cook at home. So that is also 48-hour notice. But your a la
Yes.
carte, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm trying to
Thursday, Friday,
remember.
Saturday.
The Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sorry,
Yep.
Friday, Saturday. They can just call in that day, and you'll have your carte menus up, your a la carte menu, and they can order what they want from that.
Correct. We post it on social media because right now it's changing a lot, just due to what we can get from the farmers and stuff like that. So we want to try and keep everything super fresh.
Um, I saw that amongst the chefs that you're doing Plate It Forward, hashtag Plate It Forward. You want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, that's cool. So Chef Cyrus started that, and he actually picked me to cook for, and then nominated another chef to pick somebody to cook for, and pass it along. And then I ended up getting nominated to cook for somebody and pass it along to somebody else. I actually just dropped it off to them yesterday, and I passed the torch on to Chef Mark Levy to pick somebody to cook for and pass it on.
and someone to cook for, we're talking about like the nurses or some people that are, like Dave Seal, who's doing so much for the restaurant industry, to
Yeah,
create those people that are helping other people.
exactly. Yep.
That's terrific. Let's see, the paradigm's changing so much. It's going to be hard to determine what it's going to look like on the other side, but there's definitely having to reinvent oneself. Social media has been a big help. Any feelings? What do you think it's going to look like on the other side of this? Any thoughts?
I have no idea what to expect. At this point, I'm just kind of taking it day by day, and it all changes so much daily, So to really plan for anything, like I'm not trying to plan for anything. I'm just kind of taking it as it comes.
I'm with these new formats, I'm going to ask, and I didn't pre-warn you on this, if there's any particular charity that you would like anybody to make a donation to that you think it's vital at this time, that you might want to support, like Maryland Food Bank or any that you can think of. And if you can't think of it off the top of your head, I can move on to another subject.
Yeah, I mean, Maryland Food Bank's doing great things right now. Taste Wise Kids is doing, great things. They're probably a couple of my favorites here in Maryland.
Terrific. And, I did some old interviews with you, and I asked, what food could you live without? So why for people what food you can live without?
Ketchup, absolutely. That could disappear off the face of this planet, and I would be totally okay with that.
What don't you like about ketchup?
It's just super sweet, super acidic, and it's just not very good. People seem to love to put it on everything.
Well, I can't say me and everything, but I know people who couldn't eat anything without. Years ago, they put steak, eggs. They'd constantly put the ketchup on it, and you have to wonder what their taste buds were like at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you could have lunch with any person living or dead, or inspiration, who would it be? I know who you said before.
Ooh, I don't remember who I said before. I don't know.
What?
I'd probably pick one of my favorite chefs. I don't know, Thomas Keller or Sean Brock would be fun. Magnus Nielsen, that would be fun. I don't know, probably a chef,
Because you had mentioned Marco Pierre White, who was the bad.
That's another good one. I would definitely love to have lunch with him.
Yeah, he was. I read his book, and he tells the stories where he made Gordon Ramsay cry, and what he did to Mario Batali. He threw like a hot pot of risotto on him.
Yeah.
A lot of stories. So if anybody wants to read a book, I think it's White Heat.
White Heat? Yeah, that's a great one.
White Heat by Marco Pierre White. If you want to read something about the bad boy chef in London, that's a good book to read. And I'm just trying to think what else. Anything else that you want to share with people at this time? Here's your format.
I don't think off the top of my head we covered a lot.
Well, okay. Well, I thank you for joining. And people, we're going to talk a little bit about. Let me ask you a question. Have you decided if you're doing anything special for Mother's Day?
I haven't quite gotten that far yet. I'm kind of really focused on this virtual cook along this Sunday. I might try and do a special one for Mother's Day next week. That could be fun. Too bad my mom doesn't live in town. She could do it with me. That'd be fun.
That would be. But hey, maybe you can use this.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
You can talk to Jen afterwards or connect with her, and she can tell you you're a techno wizard. I know that.
Yeah, that could be fun.
You do all your own social media, so
Yep.
At least you know how to do that. Just going to thank you so much for joining us. Talk to people a little bit about Cinco Demayo that's coming up. And Chris, thank you so much for being our guinea pig. You were great.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
It was a pleasure. Thank you. And everyone, let's talk about Cinco de Mayo. There are a number of Mexican restaurants that are out there that are doing special events. They're doing curbside. One of the ones that I want to talk about is here in Pikesville, which is Mariluna, which is over at 7 Mile Lane and Reisterstown Road. I know I called them and they said they haven't quite figured it out yet. They're going to be doing something special for Cinco de Mayo. But my favorite dish at Mariluna is the Cordero Jalisco, which is a whole lamb shank. I mean, huge. And it has plenty of rice and tortillas, and it's enough that two people can share. So if you want to try something new, contact Mariluna on Reisterstown Road and try the Cordero Jalisco. They do some great soups. So if you want to do that little party at home, they do delivery, they do curbside, and reach out to them. Another little note that the Pearlstone Center here in Pikesville has started delivering kosher and vegan meals for those who might want to know about that. Also, folks, I want to ask you to send in your thoughts about Mother's Day at the email address food@jmoreliving.com. I did get an email last week. It wasn't food related. I got a kick out of this. A woman said, I know it's not on subject, but I love the curls of your hair. What products do you use? So I sent her a picture. So have a good Cinco de Mayo. Have a good week. And let's see, this program seems to work out well. I hope to reach out to my friends not only here in Baltimore, but also across the country. So we're going to have some very interesting guests. Have a great week. We'll talk with you next week. We'll be live 12:30. You can find me at Dara Cooks on Instagram. You can find me Dara Cooks. You can find me at food@jmoreliving.com for emails. And this will be up on jmoreliving.com permanently. As always, I always wish you a full plate. Stay healthy. Thank you for always joining me and supporting this. Have a great week.